There are countless and countless and countless YouTube videos and podcasts of that you should be renting and investing all your money in the stock market. And if you do this, you'll get richer. Funny enough, I've met a lot of people that do invest in the stock market. I've met a lot of people that are rich. And every time I ask them, do you own your own home? Even if they just invest in the stock market or businesses or other ventures, they still own their own home. Even the videos that you see out there, rent and invest your money in the stock market, even the people that are saying that in famous podcasts, if you ask them, do they own their own home? They'll say yes. Do they own other real estate properties as an investment? They'll say yes. Because the rich will always own real estate. And this is the myth that I'd like to bust today. These videos that are stating that you can rent, take your savings and invest in the stock market and get rich, it's not what really happens in real life. In real life, what happens is if a young professional has money, they'll go and rent something luxurious in order to keep up with the Jonases, in order to impress friends. They're not disciplined enough to live below their means, take that extra money and invest it in the stock market month after month. That doesn't happen. What happens is that life will happen and then they'll meet somebody, maybe get married, have children, and have more expenses, which now they need to now pay more. In real life, this is what happens. That's why people that rent are not forced to save in monthly as if you were to buy a home. When you buy a home, it actually forces you to have a monthly saving, paying down your home in order for you to have equity. So the myth of all these videos that when you rent and you take your savings and invest into the stock market, the percentage of someone doing that in real life is less than 1%. The percentage of you saving and buying a home forces you now to save month after month. That's how you build equity in life. If you were to ask all these people that are on YouTube creating these videos, including people that invest in the stock market and saying rent and invest in the stock market, they even own their own home. And this is how the rich gets richer. When you buy a home, you're leveraging. That's the best part compared to the stock market. You buy a home for $500,000, and if appreciation is 3%, it's based on that amount. That is leverage. Plus, homes in the long term, after 25 years, 30 years, because of inflation, it will increase 3%, 4% annually, which means your home is an investment property. It's appreciating and creating equity for yourself. So to everybody who's watching these make-believe videos, who's watching this instant gratification of getting rich quicker, so the best thing is to do what the rich do. Own real estate, own your home. And the best part about real estate is that when you own your primary residence, the property that you live in, when you sell it in the future, you pay no taxes. It's the only asset that is tax-free. And the amount of money that you're saving between rent and owning a home is like $200-300. But the rent is gone. With owning your own home, it's building equity, it's building money into your own pocket. Is you're paying to yourself, you're not paying it to somebody else. So the safest investment there is in the world is your own home. It forces you, it creates a discipline for you to save and build equity. But I'm sure what you're saying is, oh, this is another real estate agent talking about the real estate market, that you should invest in the real estate market. No, I can talk about myself too as well. I was also a renter, but I realized at a young age that if I just keep paying rent month after month, I'm just helping a random stranger build equity. So why not pay myself? Why not own my own home and pay myself? Build equity for myself, build wealth for myself. I also know a lot of clients. One client, Jason, he was renting. He met his girlfriend ended up having a family, they realized right away that they needed a bigger place. So guess what? Instead of Jason and Andrea going out and renting a bigger place for more money because they just had a daughter, they decided no. They did their numbers and they said, you know what? If we buy a home, it's the same as renting or even cheaper. So they decided to buy a home instead. So what's going to happen now for Jason and Andrea in the future? Well, they're going to be paying monthly payments because they bought a home, but this home that they're living in and paying monthly payments is going to create equity and wealth for them. In the future, if they do decide to sell, then they can take that equity and buy a bigger or better place. Or in the future, if they do decide to sell, they can leave this to their daughter. They just build generational wealth, not only just for their daughter, but for their daughter's children. A home forces you from a young age to start building wealth for yourself. Once you build wealth, then you can share it. That's the whole point of starting earlier, and you can start early by owning your own home. Make sure to subscribe and visit our website to use our calculators to easily calculate if you should be renting or buying.